Hello, it's Psychic Cynthia here, and welcome. And happy almost full moon in Pisces. Happy lunar eclipse in Pisces. That's right, it's coming up this weekend, and that full moon will be exact on Sunday, and that's Sunday, September 7th, 2025. I believe that's going to be 1:09 p.m. here where I live in the Central Time Zone, 2:09 p.m. for those of you in the Eastern Time Zone. You can figure it out. So when a full moon is exact in the daytime like that, then basically, well, and that's kind of in the middle of the day, so we kind of cut the intensity, the energies between the two nights. But I would look for the moon the night before if you can and really soak up some of those vibes. Now, in terms of this eclipse, you know, a lunar eclipse is a powerful thing, and this is a total lunar eclipse. Since it's occurring in the daytime in the United States, it won't be visible here, and we won't catch the shadow either. But there are still some subtle effects for us. And Pisces awakens the sensitivities and the intuition. This is your opportunity to open more to your inner psychic, to your empathy, you know, to let go and let God or let Spirit. Open to the infinite spirit. Be guided by your inner spirit. And at the same time, this needs to be balanced and harmonized with your discernment. Discernment is very important right now because one of the downsides, you might say, of Pisces is that, you know, well, the downside is deception and illusion, whether that's self-illusion or others deluding you. Especially, you know, could be in the spiritual realms, or it could be in any realm, you know. Just keep your eyes open, and if you feel like somebody's trying to con you or mesmerizing you and not in a good way, well, listen, you know, that's about listening to your intuition. If something feels off, then honor that. And, you know, again, balance your intuition, your faith with your powers of discernment. Keep your feet on the ground. While the moon is in Pisces at the time of this eclipse, the sun is in Virgo. And this eclipse is also part of a longer cycle. You can look back to 6 months ago when we had a lunar eclipse in Virgo. And you can also look ahead to 2 weeks from now. September is eclipse month, okay? So on the 21st of this month, September 21st, 2025, we're also going to have a solar eclipse in Virgo. So the Virgo energies are there too. They need to be incorporated with the Pisces. Again, lean into your intuition, open to more of that sensing, the imagination. You know, the thing about the imagination, just because something comes out of your imagination doesn't mean it's not real or useful. But it depends. I look at the imagination as having layers or levels or maybe two different ends. So things can come forth from the lower aspect of the subconscious into your imagination. That's like your hell realm, your fears, your hang-ups, your insecurities, and those things can pop up in your imagination and, you know, even come forth into intuition. But they're not particularly useful, well, at least if you act on them as they are. But if you use your analytical abilities and your discernment to realize that's where they're coming from, that could be useful. That could be some useful shadow work. And then there's the other end of the imagination where we are channeling forth from the higher realms. You are channeling forth your inspiration. So that's like from the super consciousness, you know, as opposed to the subconscious. And that can be very useful and very helpful for spiritual growth and also for practical matters as well. So there's the balancing with the full moon, bringing it all back around with the full moon in Pisces and the sun in Virgo in this eclipse. There is a need to balance your faith, your mysticism with your groundedness. And you know, keep in mind that Uranus just turned retrograde on the day I'm filming this video, so just a couple of days before this full moon eclipse. And, you know, when that turns retrograde, that can bring up the need to reevaluate our connections with groups and a lot of things. It can do a lot of things, but just think about how, you know, you're going along in your life, and are you staying true to your inner voice? And then yes, we do need our groups and our tribes, but make sure it's a group and a tribe that celebrates, encourages, and honors your sovereignty. Okay, you have, you know, a right to be your unique self, to make decisions for yourself. And you have to put all of this in the context that we are now in the age of Aquarius. So in the age of Aquarius, you know, this is the end of, you know, everyone else just telling you what to do. You have to begin to discern and decide for yourself. And yes, there is spirituality in the age of Aquarius, but it's more about peer teachers and all of us helping each other, not holding on to secret knowledge. The secret knowledge was very much a part of the age of Pisces. So this is where you're initiated into secret sects, and then you're told, you know, you can't tell anybody this, which, by the way, maybe one of the modern secret sects would be corporations. Okay? Copyright. I don't know. There's a lot of different things that would fall underneath this category if you really think about it. But we are moving into the new age. We are at the beginning of the new age of Aquarius. So in this, the individual has the power to discern for themselves. The individual must, or you will suffer. So yes, use your intuition to liberate yourself from the shackles, from the imprisonment. And that would be mainly the self-imprisonment of your delusions. Although sometimes other people try to imprison us in their delusions. Yeah, they try to get us to go along, don't they, sometimes? So watch out for that. Some of the nicest people can be the very ones that are trying to sweep you up in their mind control. So just be aware. Be aware that the need for psychic protection is strong right now. And if you don't know how to do that, well, I'm sure there's lots of resources online. Maybe I'll put out some more videos about it. But it all starts with following your own inner voice and also utilizing your own powers of reasoning. You know, one of my teachings that my students say they always remember, and it's funny because I don't even think of this as like my best teaching, but to them it is. And I like to say, you know, think and act with wisdom, but a lot of times I'll just paraphrase this by saying, don't be a dumbass. Okay? You're not dumb. I mean, if you're smart enough to get here to this video, I know you're not dumb, so don't act like you are, and don't do things that you feel, you know, inside the inner voice is telling you, don't go there, don't do that. I mean, even if you feel a little bit of hesitation, just take a beat. Stop. The Pisces energies are so beautiful, and in their highest vibration, they're calling us to merge with the divine. But you have to be careful that you're not swept up in the other end of Pisces, which is to be submerged in the mind control pattern of someone else, the delusions, or your own delusions. Alrighty, well, here's some food for thought for you as we move into this beautiful time of eclipse energy. And may the healing waters of Pisces wash over you. This is a wonderful time for resolving karma, for letting go. You don't have to hold on to grievances. If you are judging somebody in your life and you're carrying that burden, let it go. Especially if you're judging yourself, just let it go. Okay? And if you think you need to do better in the future, that's fine, but you don't have to judge yourself harshly. Or maybe you decide another person isn't, you know, for you, for a close relationship. You don't like the way they are, and that's fine too. But you don't have to judge them. You can let that go, and then you can focus on improving yourself and loving and accepting yourself. And these are some of the highest energies of this beautiful upcoming full moon eclipse in Pisces. Much love and bright blessings to you all. May your days be lit with the magic of the moon.